All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening, everyone. It's me again, Christine of Pinoys and NZ. And tonight we have a really exciting topic. This is like a live webinar, like a podcast, and we have special guests as well to share to you how you can save money when you send money back home. I am just waiting for Mels to get in, and we're just gonna share this video to our community in Pinoys and NZ, whoever is here. And I know people are now really busy, getting really busy with Christmas. Lots of Christmas party. We just actually had one um, here in our home. And also, right now is the busiest time for a lot of people, right? I totally get it, but then we still want to be touching this topic. We are actually, my gosh, 15 days to go. 15 days to go before Christmas. And the reason why we are doing this live is because in New Zealand, we actually don't have a 13th month pay. Um, like in the Philippines, it's a big thing, 13th month pay. And you get extra money, but in New Zealand we don't have that one. Rarely we get extra cash, but then most of the time during Christmas we have to send more money. And so we want to talk about it, maybe ease up all those who are pressured with their finances right now. And again, we have something exciting to share to our Pinoys and NZ community, something that will really benefit our community. So I'm just gonna share this, and if you're here right now, you're watching this live. Please do comment where you are, and if you're watching this recorded, we will be sending this to our list as well. If you're watching this recorded, we would want to say hello, and we are giving some simple, practical tips tonight. And I'm gonna call on um, Christine here and Tina to also share their something that is actually gonna again benefit. We are There are our partners here in Pinoys and Enzo. And as you know, guys, in Pinoys and Enzo, we always wanted to look for ways on how you can first, of course, our mission. If you can see our mission, helping Filipinos not just settle but prosper faster in New Zealand. So a lot of our topics are actually we talk about investing, managing your money, not just money, but I would highlight hard earned money. Actually, that's our hard earned money. As we know, we work hard here. And of course, we talk about buying your first home, investing as well. Whether for those who are not yet ready to buy their first home in New Zealand, we also talk about investing back in the Philippines. Because why investing is because if you're not investing, most likely you're just spending your money, not managing your money well. So I'm just checking with Mel's. Where is she right now? So the title again of this is Christmas without pressure. So smart tips for OFWs and handling family demands and saving on remittances. So I'm gonna add our guest tonight, Christine and Tina, to share their service to us. And it's actually a very good. We've been communicating with them for few months now, and we're very grateful actually that we get this chance to have a better, especially better exchange rate, guys. It's really important. I want to ask who's sending money back home actually. And here's Mels. I'm going to add Mels on the stage before we call on Tina and Christine. Hello, Mels. Hi. How are you, Mels?
Hello, can you hear me, Christine?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear
Sorry,
you.
I get two and problems with my what's this computer? My
With your
camera is
connection, I know you've been trying to get in internet.
yeah.
So, Mels, internet problem, and that's why most of the time, technology. So, Mels, this topic today. Why do you think it's important for Pinoys and NZ community to have this conversation? Christmas without pressure and a bit of smart tips. This is not, of course, financial advice. This is actually, we just want to have this conversation so that it will actually lessen the burden of OFWs to, not feel guilty about, sending. If you can't send a lot of money, if sending money back home will actually cause financial distress, we don't want that, right? We don't want that. We want you to manage your money well. So tell me, Mels, what's your experience before? I know in our community there are some people who are sending money back home, some are not sending money back home. We have different situation. um, so if you're watching this, I want to ask actually, how much do you think we should send money back home on Christmas? Well, and I mentioned there's no 13th month pay in New Zealand. So on December, you get the same pay, right? Do you get bonus melts as a nurse?
So we also don't have Christmas bonus.
It smells a bit like.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes,
also
we
don't have
don't.
Christmas
That's right.
bonus here. Yeah. So we just understand like what you've mentioned, Christine, that especially during Christmas time, grabe sa Pilipinas, the culture of giving. There's a pressure to actually give out. Tapos nasa abroad ka pa, so people really think na ang pera dito umuulan. So they think if they're sending money to Philippines monthly, they should send more during Christmas time and things. But Filipinos back in the Philippines should remember that walang 13th month pay and bonus. So for Filipinos in New Zealand, we actually have to prepare if you want to give lots of gifts, presents in the Philippines. So I have created a poll the other day, and it consisted of nagpapadala ba sa Pilipinas ng balikbayan box, papadala ng cash. Siguro ang balikbayan box you can prepare earlier because you will fill the box up earlier mga few months because you also have to send to the courier earlier kasi matagal ang pagpadala niyan. So siguro you can prepare and slowly how many paydays you can slowly fill up the box nga. But yung cash at saka yung trips, so napapagastos. Like I remember Christine's story before. 2 years mong inipon, Chris, $20,000 ubos in how many days?
30
Yeah,
days.
30 days.
30
So
days.
yeah, if you don't budget and if you don't check actually how much you're spending, especially booking the flights and then insurance, don't forget. And then once you're there, the expectation of libre sa friends, sa family, and trips overseas or just domestic within Philippines, it gets expensive, lalo na ngayon. I've heard nga mas mahal pa sa Pilipinas compared sa Bali or Thailand. So, di ba? People are opting to go to nearby countries, Southeast Asian countries. So we're here tonight to find some solutions that maybe we can do so that we can save our hard-earned money and let our kababayans understand our situation here in New Zealand. Because if probably they will hear it from you, they will think na ay kuripo talaga to si ayaw na mag-reply, kinakamusta, namamasko po. But, it's not that easy as well because we don't get extra money for Christmas. We have to prepare for it. And, yeah, hindi nakasama dun yung mga emergencies which we have to save up. And nagpapadala nga ng cash. At ano pa yung mga trips. So, I think ang pinakamarami is papadala ng cash. Sana all. So,
Cash.
I'm quite
Yeah,
privileged actually. Yeah.
I think I really like, I mean, it's easier. I remember this many years ago. I sent a box of goodies, but And I went home and I just saw it. They did not really, I don't know if, I'm sure they appreciated it, but they did not really use it well. And that's why now I don't bother sending now, but I still know a lot of people who are. But before that, we would just want to let in our guests and then we'll have a really discussion. It's good. And before that, I just want to say hello to, of course, Ati Maricel. Hello. Lisel is here as well. And we love you to comment. What's your thoughts? How much are you sending? What is, what is actually, have you actually saved for it? Or now, like Christmas, maybe you allocate a few $50, $100, so that by Christmas you have over, any tips. We also want to hear what people are doing actually, but we will give you a few tips. But so I will add Christine here and Tina. Well, she just wanna so Carlos said here no 13th month pay in New Zealand. And Tina. So hello. Hello, Christine
Hello.
and how
Wow,
are
they're all
you?
teens. So all pretty and stunning. Mga Christine. Sabi pa ni Christine. Oh, but I agree.
Hello. Hello all. Thank you so much, Pamela and Christine, to having me here today. It was actually one of my honor to be here. And I was like, just like, I do believe that I shared it with all of you as well, the pressure of sending money home. The privilege of me for working for a fintech company. But before all of that, I used to be just working, saving, sending money home. My background is weird. And I'm used to be an international student. So living on a hard-earned money and then working really hard, save up, send back. I used to be super confused about, how much I can send and how much I can save. But now I'm so proud to present solutions, not just for the solution, but like going with technology and everything, how it can leverage everything and help with the save money on every payment that we make. Hmm. So thank you all
Yes.
for having me
So now,
today and
of course,
hi everyone.
hi Tina. Hello, how are you? I think Tina is
I'm
muted.
good. Hi
Hi,
everyone. I'm Tina. So as Kristen said, I'm here with the position to support all the community, especially from users community. So with the same, you know, so we are here to support and answer all the questions for you guys.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, we have something. If you're here until the end of this webinar, we would love to hear from you, of course. We also have a promo actually that would help you, extend your dollars, save as well. We will talk about that later, but we'll just give you a bit of 5 tips. And again, I want to hear from our audience as well who's watching. So somebody, we asked them, how much do you send back home? How much actually? And of course, Lisa said here depende so needs back home. So that's really hard, right? Depending on the needs,
It
what
could be
is
1
it?
million.
Yeah, you know so depending on the needs, and of course there are so many needs, right? Especially in the Philippines, it's left and right. And we have a joke actually, and just want to share this to you, Christine and Tina, and so many can relate. Some people, when people message them online to say how are you, kumusta, they said that kumusta means can I borrow money. This is the
No,
joke now in the Philippines.
people are afraid now in responding messages from friends and previous classmates or families, like close, not even close relatives, because when they start messaging you on Facebook and asking you how are you, next question will be, or next message will be, can I borrow money, or can I get some Christmas present? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that's why again our mission in Pinoys and NZ is to help Filipinos not just settle but prosper faster. Because for me, I really work hard, and of course also start businesses, side hustles, because I really want to get to a point where when somebody asks or I can really help. But it just never stops, right? Where is it? So my first thing that I want to really share here is so important, some goal, some tips here, and please do add later, comment below what do you do. For me, is number one is really setting clear financial goals, because it's so important. Because if you don't set a goal, again, money has its own mind. If you just let money and not manage it, you don't have a goal, you have no clear how much do I invest, how much do I give. We call it budgeting, and sometimes the word budget is painful. So we change it to financial plan instead of budget, because budget kind of like it's like restrictive. So I want to invite you, because language is really important, right? Instead of calling it budget, you call it financial plan. I have a financial plan. Again, if you don't have this, if you don't have specially written one, and we have a website that we recommend called sorted.co.nz. We really,
I've just
it's funny
commented
when
it.
we talk about it. Yeah, somebody did.
I did.
If you don't have a plan for your money, it's really hard. Most people will be like paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. That's what it's quite sad, right? If you don't have a plan, a clear plan, then your money will just go, and then after a month, you're like, where did all my money go? The worst thing is, after 5 years, you still did not accumulate or invested. It's really hard, right? And that's why we always want to highlight this.
Christine,
Most of the time we talk about this on January, but let's talk about
hold
this
on.
now.
Can you please cite an example with your personal like financial goal? Like before, what did you do with your financial goals? Example, so that our um audience will find like inspiration.
It's
So that
actually a very, very good advice, but also a painful experience for me before. Just like you said it before, we just money comes in, money comes out. It doesn't really have to wait until the end of the month. I'm being very honest here. Sometimes I would just like, okay, it's in, and then by half of the month, I was like, where it's all gone? So having a very clear financial goal is such a crucial. So having, I would say for me, I would have it in the four different packets. For myself, how much I'm going to invest, how much I would like to send back, how much I would like to use it for myself. And having a very clear goal, a clear, what we say, budgeting financial goal is going to really help us to save up toward the end. When you're looking back, you will see this is how much I have saved up. And let's say I would have it in my mind a bigger goal, let's say if I want to invest into something, how much I would like to achieve toward the end of the month, toward the end of the year, and seeing myself achieving it toward the end is just so rewarding. So completely agree with Christine and also Melody on this part. Having financial goal and set up your incomes are very, very important.
So just a disclaimer, guys, this is not a financial advice. So we're just sharing to you what we do and what we how we plan. So we were
Yeah,
asking like personal what they did before and what's their usual financial goals, so that you know
mm,
what to do, because like some people probably don't include it in their financial goal to have money to invest, because
mm,
they just want like paycheck to eat, to pay for the
mm,
bills, but nothing to invest, to save for. How much do you what do they say you have to have for emergency funding? 6 to 9
exactly.
3 to 6 months
Mm,
of no pay that you can, especially if you
survive.
don't have
Yes.
insurance, of course. We advocate for the
To be
insurance.
honest, it's even harder for people like me who living abroad. So I'm living far away from my family and basically have to juggle everything on my own here in Australia. And I do believe a lot of Filipino right now in New Zealand are having the same situation where you are on your own or with someone, but overseas, away from your family, away from your comfort zone. It is even more important for you to have a financial goal. And just like Melody said, emergency fund is crucial because we don't know what's going to happen. Let's say, I don't really want to mention about that, but we all remember about that COVID-19 thingy. But yes, it's going to be an
Yeah.
example how important it is to have a saving fund for yourself to support yourself. Mm.
How about you,
Yes.
Chris?
So just
What
I
would
share
you
I share, I share these So for me, because to be honest, when I started working in New Zealand, like for the first 2 years, I did not really have financial goals. I was saving because I was alone. I was just working 6 days a week. I did not have clear goals. But then my eye opener, and that's why I am who I am probably right now, because I've learned the hard way. Um, I did not know how to invest at that time, and because that right now I've learned so much in the last 10 years about stock market investing, property investing. In our community, I've learned a lot, even cryptocurrency. I love it right now, right? Bitcoin is $100,000 now. uh, so what I'm saying is that before I did not have any. So when on my first holiday, and please, I really want people to learn from me. Hard lesson. Um, I saved money for 2 years, and I went back home for 1 month, and I spent all my 2 years of savings in 1 month, 30 days. And that was like a slap on my face. It's like, wow. I was like, and I'm glad it happened. It's because it taught me lesson, right? I was like, wow, how, is it gonna be my life? If it's like a, you know, an eye opener for me. If I don't do anything, that means I'm gonna work hard and then go home, spend it all, and then come back zero actually with credit card debts. So that was like, and and that's when I started to seek for answers. I'm like, no, I don't want this life, you know. And I've met mentors, and that's what we do in Pinoy's and Enzen. We have mentors, and sometimes you can just hear it from somebody, and that's why I love sharing. Is because maybe that person like me, I was inspired by a housemaid actually, a housemaid with who is investing in the stock market, and me before I did not know anything about it. And that's another long story that I'm always passionate about sharing it. But right now, it's so important to allocate needs, and of course we have different income, different lifestyle, but no matter what, you have to pay yourself first. I think that's what it is. Meaning paying yourself first is that you invest, not just save actually, because saving is only, what do you call that? Saving is just, keeping your money in the bank. We have many on January, guys. We will talk more about this. But right now, in details to really, we'll do goal setting, helping you find different investment streams as well. With mentors, okay? But today is really more all about just easing that pressure, okay? Because number two is my number two tip is learn to say no diplomatically. Okay. Liesel actually mentioned, Liesel is here, and she said actually here, I just want to quickly, borrowing normally starts talaga with hello, hi, and kumusta. And that's why people are now scared of hi, hello, and kumusta.
Actually,
Because the
you're
next
lucky if they ask how you are, because some people just go straight.
Yeah, and to be honest, I get these messages so many times. Please do comment below here if you're getting all of these messages, especially right now. And sometimes it's really emotional. Something happened, somebody's sick. There's just so many, and that's why again we encourage you to prosper more, to invest more. You know, aside from your employee, look for other income source, because it's so it will be better if you have more. If you don't have, if there's a lack, it's really painful, right? And me, that's my why, like emotional why. Whenever somebody asks, and I'm like, really have, sometimes I help, sometimes I'm like, um set these boundaries, because one of the thing is that when you're planning, with number one tip is that you also can include giving fund. Do you have that? Anyone who allocate giving fund? Have you heard of that? Do you have that, Christine? Have you, anyone who, um, you just allocate? This is my giving fund to my family, to
Do
charity,
have
and
that,
then
to
if
be
that's
honest.
over that,
I do have that, to
what
be
was that?
honest, because in my own cultures, we do have big, big holidays. The one that upcoming is going to be Lunar New Year, where in our traditions, we have to give out a red pockets. So I actually have to save for that and then to say, okay, how much I'm going to allocate this, how much I'm allocate that. But of course, I'll do it throughout the year. So this one actually link back to your first question about have financial goal, having everything blends out, and then at the end, you're not going to caught up with like, oh, I'm lacking some sort of money for this specific purpose. So yes, I do have that one, just like you have mentioned as well.
Yes. So yes, guys, we encourage you to have that so that yes, you are giving, but then if you know it's gonna cause you, financial distress yourself, or because me, I'm also guilty of helping a lot without budgeting, without financial goals, just sending and sending. And to be honest, the needs. If you're sending based on the needs, you gotta send all your salary or more, or debts. You have to borrow money from the bank. Of course, Carlo mentioned here financial education. Yes, it's a big thing. As you know bank, yes, there are banks who gives higher interest rate, time deposit, but honestly the bank is not for me personally. The bank is to keep our money, and that's about it, not to grow it, I swear. With inflation rate right now and the bank's interest, but don't worry, guys, we have so many options for you that is way better than the bank. um we will talk about it in January. Okay. But right now, how much, I said learning to say no, and doesn't mean you're greedy, right? um and yes, a good way is to have a giving fund, so that you know when to say no, right?
Because you've already
What do you
used
think
up
about
your
this, Mel?
yeah. So recently, and is an example of someone that hold on, someone that actually messaged me personally that wanted to post anonymously on the group. She's a nurse. She just got sick. She's been diagnosed with cancer, and she doesn't have insurance, and all she has is a life insurance but no medical insurance. So she's looking for ways on how to bring a family member from the Philippines to look after her during chemotherapy here in New Zealand. Yes, it is free because she's got a working visa or maybe residency visa, but the problem is she's gonna stop working. She can't work. So later on she will um, lose the job, and she's renting. So someone needs to pay the rent, her daily expenses. Yes, she can get money from the government, but how much? Plus the the fare of the parent or your loved one coming here in New Zealand, additional rent for them, their expenses as well, going back and forth to the hospital, their food, your food. And if you are the breadwinner in the Philippines, what will happen? Stop. You can't send money for your tuition fee for your kids. What if you have bought a car here and you bought a car in the Philippines brand new, BMW? What will happen? So yeah, no one will pay for it, and your kids are needing as well food and daily expenses. So yeah, you'll be in a lot of trouble. So you really have
Mm,
to also look after and think about yourself that it's not unlimited.
exactly. And the things about learning to say no here is Crescent and Melody is just not about saying no to someone who asking for money, saying no to yourself as well. So I used to have that sort of big guilt, like I have to have Starbucks every day. I used to have that. And I was like, do you really need that to survive? Of course, to reward myself to have fun. Yes, of course, but do I really need it every single day? So I would start having that sort of thing where I would make coffee myself, and it actually tastes pretty good. There's a lot of recipe online. You save up, or let's just say I just look out with my friends who go on a restaurant. So on the weekend, and I was like, hey, they're gonna have 15% surcharge on that. We have plenty of other restaurants. Do we want to choose another one or something like that? I wouldn't say to go up far to where you're not going to enjoy the life or enjoying, all the things, but be a little bit mindful. Everything counts. At the end of the day, if you have a checklist, you will see how much you're going to set toward the end. Um, so saying no is also sometimes saying no to things that maybe not that
Yes.
necessary for your life. Yes.
I love that. And yes, and you know what Mel's mentioned. So that's a lot of things going on there, Mel's, right? And of course in Pinoy's and NZ we also talk about last time our last webinar was about insurance, and this is something that we really want to highlight. I know some people it's an additional cost, but no, actually we don't know. We don't know, right? Anything can happen. Yes, just like what Mel's mentioned, it's please don't say no to insurance. It's such a big thing. Um, Allocate something for that, and if you don't use it, well, that's really great. You know, it's not a loss, right? It's not a loss if you
You
don't use your
insure your
insurance.
car and
Um,
other things, but you don't insure yourself. That's a no. Please insure yourself.
and of course, just to lighten it up, because they listening to what Mel just shared, it really it's really sad, but then um also at the same time you can say that hey, I'm actually very blessed, maybe for some right now who are like, you know, financial, I think for me, well, financial problems is the in a way easiest compared to health and relationship. You know, for me it's like top as soon as you know have issues with health, and that's why I'm so proactive as well about that, because you really, you know, it really affects almost all areas in your life, you know. And of course, right now people are not thinking of dieting or healthy living. Probably I am not, to be honest, but just like habits, just like finance, setting financial goals, being healthy, it is a habit. It is a habit that we have to actually install. And maybe December is not the right um, month to start it, but you really want you to have that one. So let's go back to setting financial goals, saying no to others and to yourself. I love that, Christine. I really love what you've just said. For Filipinos, I think it's bubble tea. Milk tea. Milk tea is something that
Oh,
people
I
go
love it. I
crazy.
love milk
Um,
tea. Oh my God. Matcha lately has been such a big thing going on in Australia. Matcha latte. Everyone's going for a cup of matcha latte. So bubble tea, matcha latte. I need to stop myself from it. But yes, learn to say no.
Because there's two things: you save money and then you save also for your health. Who loves? I just want to ask people here who loves drinking, buying coffee or milk tea every day. If you're really smoking, you know, those bad habits, a lot that you can cut down for your health, for your finances. That will really make a big difference. Okay, and of course, Christine mentioned that small things matter. It's not actually the big things that you do once a year. It's actually the small things that you do every day, right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Really big. So that's one big thing about, you know, creating, setting a habit. And of course, thirdly, this is I just have five tips for you tonight. We really for me, I'm big on this, investing in continuous education. So just like joining this webinar or, you know, being here is actually you educating yourself. And sometimes we've already heard it many times, and most people it's like, oh, I've heard that. If you've heard that but then you're not actually applying it, you don't really know it, right? And that's why one big thing that we talk about here is, you know, invest in your knowledge. Yeah, join. We have many free and paid webinars in our community. We actually had just had free one with Mel's about first home buying. You know, like Mel's, one thing that we're really highlighting right now, and especially next year, is buying our first home in New Zealand. Is because it's like a first step for us to really prosper, because rent is so expensive in New Zealand as well. So first is educating yourself before you get into anything. You have to educate yourself, and that's why tonight um, you are educating yourself. And again, we are actually sharing to you something that will Christine and Tina will be talking about small things that could make a big difference as well. Like, especially when sending money back. I just want to ask our whoever is here, who are actually sending money regularly, or how often you send money, how much, do we really send during Christmas, right? How much?
If
Yes,
it's every month,
by
yes, I
investing.
know some people who give money because of medical expenses and medications back for
Yes.
their parents, because our
Mm,
healthcare in the Philippines is not subsidized. So
mm,
Mm.
to get that quality healthcare, you have to pay for it,
mm.
and of course, it's us in the like abroad that will be
Oh,
sending money there, unless you have a rich parents or rich family members, or they
yes.
have insurance. Yeah, which is
To be
very rare in the
honest,
Philippines. Yeah.
mm. So educate it's one of the biggest things. Sometimes education people think is gonna be going to university and enrolling in a course, but to be honest, it's not. It's not always gonna be formal like that way. Learning sometimes is about updating on how everyone is doing in the market. What is the market trend? So for example, things have changed a lot after 2020 after COVID. A lot of things shipping online. Do you know about the trends going on? About the technology. For example, in my field, I'm working in finance. So after COVID, there is big shift from traditional bank to another option online, and it actually saving a lot of money for the people, the one that actually sending money back home. But if you not keeping up to date of the trends, not opening up to learn, don't know where to turn to, then maybe you are missing out a big lump sum on saving on your own money. Like this is actually really wonderful. I learned about Pinoys in New Zealand, and then I learned that you actually doing a lot of webinar like this about investing. Sometimes it's not just about just having a chat, but giving that piece of advice coming from Melody, Christian, who's been in the same situations, that would love to invest more, would love to save more, and it's more relatable to all of your audience. So this is why I'm just so happy to be here.
Mm.
Actually,
And
we
yes.
get the experts in the community. So we invite mortgage advisors, we invite property coaches, we invite
Mm,
yeah, insurance advisors who's got license. So we stimulate the topic. I've been the admin of Pinoy Sinensit for probably 13 years. I see all the problems. I see all the questions. I see all those yeah, challenges that Filipinos in New
mm,
Zealand face. And it's what's common and what's, like uh give a little page. We want GoFundMe because we didn't prepare for this, because we sent all our money back into the Philippines, or because we didn't know there's better ways on how to manage my
mm,
financials. So yeah, we
yes.
try to, like, we invite accountants, we invite, like, to open up side hustles and all those things. So it's really good. We're really doing great things here in the group, and hopefully, yeah, the group members like get a lot from our webinars,
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah,
a lot.
of course. And I was just like, again, everyone can look up information Google like online, but how much you can trust? With you can be bombarded with information every day, but having that sort of advice from people with the same situation like you, have the same goal like you, it's just so much a lot better. So this is why I have a chat with Melody the other day as well, where you know what, I came from the same similar background. I understand the struggles, I understand the challenges as well. And I do believe in saving, learning, educate yourself, update to the market, the trends, and then making smart choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yes.
yes to
And
educate
again,
yourself every
it's all about. Yeah, so yes, and of course, educate your family as well, because it starts from us. For sometimes it's all about like what we do and what we hope for. It's like just to ignite that our
Curiosity.
mind. Because for me, again, you know, going back to my previous experience where I work hard, save, 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 did not know how to invest, and then spend it all on my holiday, and then I've learned from people, and now I just want to give it forward as well, and we do encourage that in our community, to share what you know. And again, the topic tonight is just to ease up. If you're right now thinking, how much should I send, should I actually like overstretch myself, hey, you don't have to. And it's like this conversation, it's like okay, you kind of sometimes you see oh, it's not just me who's actually thinking that way. I'm not actually greedy. You're not greedy if you're think, you're greedy when you're like you have more than enough there, but then you really don't want to give it. But if 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 it's really over and beyond what you have, then I don't think you should do that, right? You should do that. And that's why from the very start, if you want to give more later, you have to like plan it well without having a clear financial goal. And of course having, I think, so important, another income streams as well, not just one or two. So, and again, small habits, right? Small little things matters a lot in a big way. So those Starbucks there, I love what Carlo just said as well. He said Starbucks or bubble tea, um, whatever, you can replace that with another better habits that's probably gonna save you money and give you better health. Tea, peppermint tea is my favorite. It will be like, and Carlos said, educate yourself. Yes, seek for a mentor, licensed professional, and I think I love this. Execute the plan. Right? Review the plan and fine tune it and repeat the process. I love this. Thank you, Carlo, for this. I think the most important for me here is executing, because people plan but then don't execute. What do you think about this, Christine? I mean, I'm not saying there's nobody's perfect. Actually, if you fail, you're like kind of like you have a plan and then you just have to go back. Just go back
You
to
just
it
have to review it.
and
We all have a plan, but circumstance change. Just like Carlos just said, repeat the process, but based on your circumstance. And update it yourself and everything and fine tune it. Like no one gonna have a perfect plan, but at least you have a plan. And execute the plan and see how everything go, and then fine tune it. It's just so good. Mm. Same thing with me as well.
yes.
Like if as let's say in my professional as well, for me, I have a plan what I'm gonna do, but then I'm always gonna go back to see how is my customer say about what we are doing, how everything is going, what sort of like feedback that they have, and then fine tune my executions plans to make sure it works well for everyone. Same with personal life as well. So yes, 100% yes from me.
Yes, and of course, guys. So right now, actually, Christine and Tina are here, and thanks to Mel's, she's been really in touch with Christine. Small things really matters, and that's why tonight for our community, we would really love you to look at things, compare, do some research, and in Pinoy's and NZ, we do a lot of research. We want to make sure that we get the best value of our money, and we've been
And we give you
comparing,
options.
actually. We've been
Yeah,
comparing
we give you
exchange
options.
rate. Yes, yes. So, Mels, this is, you've been really comparing exchange rate, and we are too. If you can see in Pinoy and NZ, we are posting exchange rate because it matters, right? It matters. How much is the
Um,
difference?
so we
The
have a lot of
fees
scams as
as
well.
well.
We have lots of scams as well in the group. Like we've actually stopped accepting posts about people wanting to swap money because we have received a lot of complaints and stories about people trusting someone online, and they have cash and they have thing, and they will just deposit like not even the cash, they will just deposit the New Zealand dollars without even knowing this person, and then they're all scammers. Um, so ever since, like when we started with different um, here in New Zealand, we can actually send. You can send through or through a store, or like before. Actually, I was one of the top referrers of one company because I have lots of friends, and I'm really passionate about sharing what is the best rate. And then next, there's another company that I'm comparing as well. Like we always post about this as well, like Wise. And then now we got to get to know Easy Remit. So they're already established in Australia. So the ladies are based in Sydney. Tina, are you also based in Sydney?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, sorry, I lost Christine. Ah, there. She go. I think you're muted.
Tina? Oh,
Um, I think
yeah,
you're together there. Ah, I lost her. I think you
yes.
just go back to your sorry, Christine is here. So of course, guys, we do want you to compare remittance services, and that's what we do as well in Pinoy's and NZ. We compare remittance services. We've been using different services from the very start. Personally, for me, it matters, and I know some people can't be bothered comparing and sharing because they got used to what they use. But now, for me, I've used multiple companies because I'm really looking at because I send money a lot especially before I send a lot of money like a lot like for business investment. So for me it really matters even the small percentage, and we've been doing that. Mel's and I, our team, are comparing different exchange rate, and we're so happy that right now we have someone like Easy Remit with Christine, someone with a really better exchange rate, isn't it, Mills? You've probably been seeing some posts from us comparing different one,
And
and
plus,
so that's why we
there's,
decided
there's
that
a promo. They have a promo now wherein there's no fees if there's less than $3,000. So let's learn more about the company, because we're very hesitant to let some people in, like, or get a meeting like with us, because we're already busy with all our schedule. We're nurses, and there's we already have lots of meetings daily. And for us to get to know a new company and trust a new company, um we need some proof, and we need some basis to it. So we've had some meetings, and we even met recently with Christine here in Auckland, because she came to visit us, and they had an event with Payments NZ, where
Yes.
um, it's a group. It's a group here in New
Yep.
Zealand. Where, yeah, can you share about it?
Yeah, sure, sure. Just give me 1 second. I would like to
We
share
can
some
start
screens.
with the company.
Yep.
so I just want to really highlight a bit about avoiding scams, because we've heard many do not exchange do not send your money to somebody who's posting, can we exchange money manually. you know these are
Okay.
really a red flag in our group, because we know people lost 50,000
True.
pesos or like 2,000, and some are even using New Zealand IDs, which is quite alarming. So
Fake.
big red flag, guys, red flags. And thank you, Mels, for that
Actually,
reminder,
the
especially nowadays.
banks now in New Zealand are doing a new thing wherein they make sure that you know that the name of the bank owner or bank account is matching with the one that you're sending, because before they will just give you the bank account number and a
Yes.
different name based on the fake ID that they present to you. But actually, now they're adding extra protection to the clients and customers, that they want
You
you to
cannot send now without the same name, because some people are using um, just their bank account number and then other names and then
yeah.
copying ID. So be careful with your IDs. And then again, I want to highlight comparing
Mhm.
remittance services if you already have one. And sometimes you can't be bothered checking other services because you're used to that. We want you to be bothered, actually, because
This is
again,
your money.
every cent, yeah, it's your money. And if you think about what you get from the bank by depositing your money, like saving your money, you get $3, $5. These are drips. Like these are drips. And if you have, example, a small drip in your maybe your water, and then the next thing you know, your bill is so high. Those drips, I just wanted to remind you this. Those little drips can actually cost a lot, long term wise, and that's why we want you to compare remittance services, and we have been doing that in the last many years, comparing. And right now, we are so happy that there is a new company that is actually very competitive. And of course, we want you to maximize every peso you have. So, Christine, do you want to share more about what you do?
Yes.
How can you
Um,
help our
yep,
community
sure,
serve
sure.
more, save more? And I think you have a
Yeah, sure,
promo as
sure.
well, right?
Yes, so I was just trying to share the screen as well. Just let me see if I can
Yes.
do it right now. Let me
Yes. What's the
see. Do you
difference?
see my
If
screen?
you can, yes, you if you can. I'm just gonna, yeah. There you go. Um,
Yep.
we've been comparing notes. I'll just quickly check. Like today,
Yes, perfect. I'm
hold
just going
on.
to
Yeah.
walk through about easy to meet. If you guys can listen to me everything like clearly, you can see my screen. I'm just gonna walk through very quickly. As Mel just say,
Yeah.
is we do believe in a long-term sort of relationship. The moment that I reached out to Mel, she was really concerned because she really care about the community as well. So I would love to be have the opportunity here today to present to you again another options. Everything counts, every dollars count, every transaction is going to count. And but the most important thing is it going to be a legitimate sort of company? Is it going to be another option that you would love to explore too? So here we go. So we are an Australian-based fintech company that we specialize in international remittance services. We do work in New Zealand as a financial service provider. Right now, Easy Remit, we do provide our services up to 55 countries around the world, with our headquarter is in Sydney. With our payment network, we do work with reputable banks around the world. And New Zealand, right now, we work with BNZ and soon's going to be ANZ as well. Recently, as our last trip, my last trip to Australia in New Zealand, we are one of the member of Payment NZ. If you can see on the screen, we are on the same panels together with Mastercard, another reputable provider as well. And here are some of our work with the Australian government, including the Investment New South Wales and Australian Trade and Investment Commissions. Is our license. So for the services, we do provide consumer payment, easy travel, business payment, and also immigration investment. So consumer payment is, let's say, if I sending money back home to my family every month, that consumer payment. But I do know that there are going to be a lot of businesses who they would love to make their payment back home to pay for products, for let's say salary. We do provide services for business payment as well. The process is going to be very straightforward. You register the account. We're going to run through a know your customer process, transfer the money, and everything is done. After that, you're going to get a receipt with all the information that you need to clarify your payment. One of the things that we are very proud of ourselves is our reliable service, lower cost. As Mel has mentioned, right now we do have a promotion to going up to $3,000 without fee. Our exchange rate is always public on our website, so you can always go up there and check. And that's just become one of the habit of mine as well. Is before I do anything, I'm gonna go online, check on the other provider to see which one gonna give me the best exchange rate. We do have global network and we are very cost efficient. Another good thing about us, we do provide 24/7 support. So what I'm doing at the moment with the team is we work around the clock. So anytime you go into our website, or we do have also the phone for customer service, someone are gonna be there to help you. And actually someone, not just a bot or like, hey, we're gonna contact you later. No, you're actually gonna talk to someone and they're gonna look into your transaction and help you out. I understand the fact that a lot of people, when they're sending money home, they get worried. How is everything going? Did I make any, information wrong? Sometimes you enter something wrong, you're very frustrating about that. This is why we come and also help by providing round the clock support. And that's basically it about the exchange rate. I'm just going to quickly show you something very, very quickly about how much you're going to save. An example, just an example. Easy remit, this is our current exchange rate. With orders, this is exchange rate. Usually the fee will run roughly around $12 for a transaction around $2,000 New Zealand dollars, right? So basically, even though you send $2,000, the recipient from the end of the recipient only gonna receive around $1,988 because of the fee, and this is how much you're going to save on how much you're going to gain more if you're sending through Easy Remit comparing to others suppliers. So this is an example of $2,000. But for my case, for example, if I send it every month, every month, imagine how much I'm going to save at the end of the day, or how much my friends, my family back home going to receive more in the dollar values. So just a very
Yes,
quick tips.
a
Yes,
lot.
very, very quick comparisons for you to take a look at Easy Remit. I'm gonna stop sharing for now.
Thank you for that.
Yes,
That's a bit that's quite significant. You know, if you think about it, that's like 1,300 is around how much is that in New Zealand dollars or 1,300 pesos. That's already,
yes,
it will come a long way in the Philippines already. To
mhm,
save that money instead of going to fees or with the wrong I mean with other remittance company. And that's why again guys want to highlight compare. Again, we're not
yes,
here to just promote easy remit. We're actually promoting them
yep,
because I know they will benefit our community as well.
mm,
And that's what we do. Even in our first in our home buying, we have very good special deal for our is an NZ community. And there's a lot of work behind with Mel's lots of meetings. And then before we do a webinar and present them to Pinoys in NZ community, we make sure that we get the best value first, right? And usually we test
yes,
it
yes,
ourselves first as
yes,
well.
yes. And the
Yeah,
thing
so that's
with
really good.
us as well. Another thing with us is before when we will think of how should we maximize on every dollars, we do all our exchange rate is going to be update live. So everything going to be updated. So our customers can actually go to our website and check to see when gonna be the best exchange rate for them to send home. So that is gonna be another feature, and everything gonna be straightforward. Let's say what you're gonna see on the screen is what you're gonna pay, what you're gonna receive. There's gonna be no hidden fee. We don't have any sort of hidden fee for the recipient or also the sender. Mm, that's we can happy to provide to the customers.
Yeah,
We
someone
also
here,
encourage
Jeannie
Pinoys
Pam.
and NZ. Oh yeah, we also encourage
Oh,
Pinoys and NZ to actually um register earlier, because it doesn't mean you're gonna be sending now through Easy Remit.
Yes.
You can during the day check which one will give you more value. If you think
Mm,
the other company is better during that day, or if they don't have promos anymore, but for now, make use of the promo that they're offering. Less than 3,000, there's no fee. Plus,
mm,
it's really high. The rate is actually really significantly higher. Yeah.
mm.
yes, yes.
So
And also,
like I want to
yeah, there's a link.
yes,
We've sent
yeah,
actually a
so
link here where you can
yep,
register as well with
mm,
Easy Remit. And yes, this is an affiliate link that will not cost you
no,
more, of course. Actually, save more for that one.
yeah. It actually save
Correct.
more. If you think of a long term, as I had mentioned before, like if you cut down on Starbucks, cut down on bubble tea, you think it's gonna be not too much, but if you have that sort of habit and turn the habit into something, it's actually going to be at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you look toward and you're gonna see a massive, massive change um, in the total saving that you're going to have. By having a sort of like small habit and practices. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. So again, just to wrap up a little bit about this, compare, guys. We encourage you to compare and to some people don't can't be bothered creating a new account, going through the verification process. And I
Yeah,
see that, and sometimes,
I
uh, sometimes, yeah, yeah, you notice that, Mels, right?
once
Yeah,
they
you've
the
seen that.
register and then they don't want to like answer, and or they don't want to, because actually Easy Remit is very proactive, like they will call you. It was actually a bit new to us, and
Mm.
I've actually told Christine about it, that sometimes it may not be ideal, because for nurses sleeping during the day, you might think that they're awake, and then they're actually asleep for their night shift. So but they're very responsive. On their website there is a chat box there. With other
Yes.
companies it takes 2 to 3 days before you get someone reply in your email. But with them,
Mm.
like, you can chat, you can call. There's a New Zealand
Yes.
number you can call. Yeah.
And of course, calling is for free. And that and what we are doing as well. Usually, we're gonna send an email first. So make sure you check your inbox. Maybe it might come into the junk mailbox and spam mailbox. Just make sure you check them as well. After that, if you send an email and they receive no information, then we will have to call. Just to make sure that we reach out to the customer, ask them if they need any assistance from us, any concern, anything like that. But even if you don't you don't want to receive any call, you can easily have a chat with us online, and I can guarantee 100% it's going to be someone to be there with you, not just chat box. Mm. Not AI.
And then,
It's a real person behind every computer looking into your transaction, looks at the best solution we can do to help you out as well. Yep.
so just want to mention as well,
Yes.
like, with Pinoy's and NZ, we, as people may not know, we've started the Pinoy's and NZ Limited company to offer services for our kababayans, business owners, and of course the community, to serve our community for free. We have this so that to sustain the group. So we've got 4 staff before in the Philippines, now 3 full-time staff, that we pay our salaries. So we use Easy Remit now to send money to Philippines to pay our staff in Pinoy Sinensen. Ganyan tayo, guys. So we have to thank, actually, wanting to thank as well all the businesses of supporting Pinoys in NZ as of the moment, our community, because without the businesses, we won't be able to have these webinars and have some time, and have this system, because it costs a lot, like, our website, setting this up, um, to have time, and our admin team at the back approving your post, checking if there's spammers, there's
A lot of
scammers.
hard work.
Yes,
Mm.
our business owners are registered, or do they have council rating? So that takes a lot of work on the backside. So we pay our staff through Easy Remit, and I've just paid as well a friend in the US using Easy
Mm.
Remit as well. Also, there's like education payments, and if you have a business here in New Zealand and you wanting to pay, yes, your virtual assistants in the Philippines, or if you want to
Yes.
buy your stocks, like stocking up in the Philippines for holiday season, if you want to buy
Yes.
some parol or something in the Philippines, yeah, there are special rates.
One big thing was that I really want to highlight, especially for those who are going home, the best way for you to
Mm.
do it is to send money back home through from here rather than bringing your cash and trying to, especially with New
Exactly.
Zealand dollars. It's so hard to
Mm.
find, and the rate is so low if you bring your cash
Exactly.
back home. So I
Exactly.
suggest you, if you're going home for December or January, home to the Philippines, from your account here, create your bank account, send it online, and then you can have it up there rather than bringing cash going back home, or using even your withdrawing from your um from your ATM or from your card
Mm.
from the Philippines. Is a lot of charges. I swear, 250 pesos for
Yes. Oh my
withdrawal.
God.
I remember.
Yes. Even
So
in
yeah, for those
Vietnam.
who
So
are going.
actually, I'm planning to fly back. So even before flying back, I plan ahead. I was like, okay, the exchange rate is good. Let me send like 500, 1,000 now. It actually is gonna add up a lot. Or let's say if my client they are paying bill in Vietnam, their bill is in VND or in peso, for example. If the exchange rate is high with us, which means you're paying less peso, you're paying less New Zealand dollars, but they're gonna receive the exact same peso, the amount they're gonna receive. So if that doesn't really matter if you're sending back home for a personal reason or for the business reasons. It's always good to be active, looking up, comparing the price, comparing the exchange rate, the fee, and then work out which one gonna beneficial to you the most. Mm.
Yeah, so if people
Yes,
actually
yes.
see that there's a high rate now, some people save up some money in their bank account in the Philippines
Mm.
because, oh, there's $35, so 35.5. I will send some money now in the Philippines, and they'll just keep it, like for example
Yes.
now $34, 34 pesos. They'll wait a little bit until it's higher and before they send money to their bank account in the Philippines. So that can save you a lot as well, especially if you're going
Yeah.
home to Philippines and having a
Mm.
vacation. Yeah.
Same thing. Let's say if you're
Yeah.
gonna
So
buy a home, if you have to make the payment every month, imagine if you do it in five
yes.
years, you have to pay. Doesn't
So
really
You're
matter.
buying
I think in
Ayala
the last
condo.
Mm.
Yes, in the last, I think a few weeks ago, we had a webinar about
Yeah.
investing back in the Philippines, especially for those who are still in work visa. And for us, we encourage you to, if you are already a resident in New Zealand and you plan to stay here long term, then we do encourage you to buy your first home. If you have a home, encourage you to invest into properties. But then if you're not yet eligible maybe, and you're still in work visa but you also still want to invest, we did have a
Mm.
webinar about Ayala land is one of the most prestigious, trustworthy property developer in the Philippines. And again, uh, another bad experience of mine without planning properly. Choosing the wrong developer can affect you big time. So yeah, um, if you are paying something back home regularly, imagine how much you can save, every time. Like even if it's like $10, $20, $30 over time, that would be a lot of money. And if you can use that somewhere else, that would be way better. So please do compare.
Yes.
There's a link that we're sharing here in the comment box. Just register through that link. And the
Mm.
process is actually not that hard. Um, to create a new account. I know this is the mind of a lot of people. Don't want, I can't, please
Can be bothered.
check it out. Yeah, compare it. Again, we're not just pushing you to choose one company. We are just giving you what is better, right? What is better for
Mm.
you. So yeah, and
Actually,
lastly, I
another
really want to
option to
highlight.
consider as well. Mm.
Yeah, and lastly, with yes, as much as possible. I want OFWs, and this is really my passion, um, to empower actually your family as well, because um, we don't want you to just be sending money back home. We want you to also, because for me, if you just send money back home, you're actually disempowering people to work on their own and grow themselves. So the best way for me is to educate them as well, and empower them to so that they can stand on their own and they can also prosper. So that's why we mentioned earlier, investing in yourself first so that you can share more to your family as well. So that instead of sending money back home um, for daily, daily needs, you can send money back home for more investment, stock market, and you also empower your family to grow as well with you, because it's different, right? When everybody's growing, it's really quite amazing. And you're not, because I see this a lot of conversation online about don't be a victim. Like being an OFW, we feel like a lot are a victim of, oh, you are having fun there back home, but I'm eating canned goods, or you are eating lechon there back home, and I'm eating noodles and eggs. It's pretty sad. And the sacrifices of overseas Filipino workers is um, not easy. We know it's not easy. And yeah, some people choose to sacrifice actually. It's true. Like, um, there's one, it's quite sad, like, people losing jobs here. So if you have a job right now, be grateful. um, Even if we don't have 13th month pay or Christmas bonus, we still be grateful, okay? uh, I was just really wondering, who shout out guys from what's that one? Dinner bike. What's that one?
Then
Yeah, there are
then
people who lost their job, right? It's true. So what, it's 10 o'clock now, over 10 o'clock now. I want to thank Christine for connecting with us, so that we're enabled to actually present, or partner with businesses who can give more value to our community.
Yes.
And thanks to Mel's, of course, has been always looking for something what's good for our community. Of course, we launched yesterday, a few days ago, our December Pinoys and NZ edition of our Pinoys and NZ virals and updates. We have so many tips there for summer, for
newsletter.
Christmas, our newsletter. Please do check that out. We'll leave the link here on how you can get a free copy. And I think we added Easy Remit there as well. If you want to learn more about Easy Remit, there's a link. You can read more about them as well. Anything
I
else?
love the
So
newsletter.
let's wrap
I love all the
it.
informations and the newsletter coming out. And I was like, I actually learning also from you guys as well. How you run the webinar, the newsletters. It doesn't really feel like, how can I say, marketing or advertisement, but it's feel like someone's like a big sister for me who giving me advice. So I really, really enjoy the content. So yes, again, thank you so much for having me today to have a chat and then to share about Easy Remit. We found in Australia, but my passions I talked to Mel as well is to give out another options to all the communities from Australia, from New Zealand. We're heading to America. We're established in Canada. So we are growing. We are growing, and but our core mission is always giving the best that we can to the community.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you so
good.
much.
Thank you so much. And for those who are here, please um, allocate what you can afford. Don't go, don't stretch yourself too much. You can, giving is not all about money. You can give your time, your love. You can
Prayer.
write a poem. It's simple things, reaching out and just be honest with your family as well. Families are there to understand, and um, sometimes we kind of like just shut off because we think that they don't understand us, or we feel guilty. You don't have to feel guilty. Family will understand as well. And again, empower your family so that they get educated as well, and you lift them up with you. Because sometimes it becomes a burden and it can create conflict. But if you're just having an open communication, and hey, this is actually my situation here right now. Yes, again, guys, no 13th month pay in New Zealand. Just want to highlight that. Yeah, for those who are, and if you want to send more, we invite you to have side hustles, income, investment, so that you can. In January, we will be sharing more about those things, so that you don't limit to one income streams, because it's very risky to have one income stream. Very, very risky. We encourage you to, like, we have Atomy, we have so many actually. One by one we will share it to you. We are ready to but yeah, we love that our community is going to be growing. And again, our mission, it's really heartfelt, and I hope you feel it, guys, that we really want everyone here and in our community to not just settle, but again prosper faster, because when you are
Love
blessed,
that.
you will become a blessing to more people as well, right? In our newsletter, I've shared about when you are blessed, you become a blessing to others. And I am just so proud. Check our newsletter. If you don't have a copy yet, please, we'll leave a link here, that there are already people in our community who are donating ambulance for the community in New Zealand. You know how amazing is that, right? And so through their businesses, and also they started from scratch, from zero. So there is a possibility to grow here even as an immigrant, and that's what we want. I think, Christine, you also have your humble beginnings as immigrant, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
So I came to Australia international students. So all the things that
yeah.
the struggles that international students to finding a job, to survive, to save up, to send money back home, to support the family through the COVID, through that sort of time where unemployment, everyone was just struggling, the inflations and everything that you just mentioned, learning about how to, save, but also invest and make the money work for us instead of working for the money. It's, I'm not gonna say it's gonna learn on in a day. It's a long life learning curve. It's a whole journey. But even like I'm learning from you, from all the tips today, and also reminding myself, yes, please have a financial goal. Please learn to say no. Please learn to save up, prepare everything, and be smart with the choice that you make. Yeah.
Okay, so remember, little things matters. It's what you do regularly that really matters. It's not just what you do once a year. It's like dieting or having a healthy lifestyle. You don't just exercise once and then be slim forever. you know. So if you have a goal and then you kind of did not follow your goal, that's actually normal. That's human. Just go back to it. Don't just okay. I haven't really followed my goal and that's about it. No, we're human beings, but every time we go back we actually get better. Like, okay, so next month we will be talking about goal setting, how important it is. um and checking your goals every month, not just some people will do their goals on January and then by next December they will check it and did not happen. You cannot just check your goal once. You have to really be
And maybe have
consistent,
a vision
and those
board.
are the Yes, vision board. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let's talk more about that. But today, um, you are not greedy if you are, not overstretching yourself, okay? And learn to say no to, in a kind way. You know, Christmas don't make money become the barrier of, wrecking the relationship. Just be open and talk about it. Talk about it to your family. They also understand. Definitely, your family will understand. Um, and empower them. So let's have a beautiful celebration. It's not just all about the money or the things that you will buy. It's really about being. I went to attended the Holy Mass last Sunday, and the prayer was actually shared it yesterday to promote this webinar, to share about them, to join us. Is that may this season not cause financial distress to lots of families, and which really struck my heart. Like, wow, yeah, it can. And if you have food on your table, you have a job, you're not
Happy.
sick, because a lot in our community right now are struggling with their health. You're blessed, so we also want you to focus on your blessings. So that's we will end our webinar tonight, and we wish you a merry Christmas. And please, right now, if you're here, make sure you create your Easy Remit account already. Check what you can save, even 1,000 pesos, 2,000, 3,000. That's a lot already. It can help you. Don't underestimate the cents. Even it's cents, a dollar per cent, that's significant. So check it out, guys. We're here for you. Mels and I will continue to find ways to help you
Give you best
save in
deals.
little ways and big ways. Yes, the best deal as much as possible. Of course, for our first home buyers as well. We have many things for you coming up. We're working hard. Um, and I really hope that in some ways, like I talked to Mas the other day, I said, if we can ignite something, or, you know, my colleague bought their home with his wife, and I'm just happy, seeing them, like, just because we open the conversation, and that's
That
our goal,
used to be a
we open the
taboo.
conversation.
Yeah, it used to be a taboo talking about money, about savings, about investments, but now we're like trying to normalize it, and like it's okay to open up. It's okay to discuss about it. And once you discuss it to your friends and family, once they find out something as well, that something that you can save or better deal, they'll open up to you as well, and they'll remember, oh, Melody is actually interested in this topic. I will share it with her. So you learn more about it. So start talking with friends and family. Have a goal of investing, saving money, and someday we'll reach that point wherein we will achieve our goals, small steps at a time.
Yes. And to just check our news letter so that you will learn more. You can learn, where to visit, what to do in summer. And just last one, for those who are new here about Christmas, in New Zealand, they celebrate New Zealand Christmas Day. Not there's no Noche Buena celebrating at, I remembered again many years ago crying, and because I was with my that time I was at my husband, and I'm like, why are they sleeping at midnight? We should be celebrating. And I just cried quietly, and they actually do Christmas Day in New
They
Zealand
wake
rather
up
than like
early.
in the Philippines. Yeah, they wake up early, open the presents. So, but yeah, just in case if, and I think we would encourage as well. You there are some communities you join, if especially for those who are new and alone. We don't want you to be lonely. So thank you so much, everybody. No pressure. Just educate. Be open to your family, and it doesn't mean you're not sending money. You don't love them. You still love them. Okay, you still love them. I also love yourself.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for having
everybody.
me. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much,
Thank you. Good night.
Christina.
Good night,
Thank
bye.
you.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
Tina.
And
Good
just
night.